I'm a huge fan of poetry, which my wife doesn't like when I talk about poetry, but she's not here, and all of you are just my captive audience because I have a microphone right now. But I love poetry, and one of my favorite poems from the last few years was called Wishing Well from a poet named Gregory Pardlow. And what's interesting about it is it's a narrative poem written in the first person where the poet actually starts off being very standoffish. He describes himself standing outside of the Met in New York City smoking cigarettes, clearly telling everyone around him that he doesn't want to be bothered. When a stranger walks up, and in the poem it seems like he's either unhoused or he's incredibly impoverished, and tries to strike up conversation with him. Poet wants nothing to do with him, but he keeps persisting and talking and talking and talking. Eventually wears him down to the point that the poet decides that he'll just give in to this request, hoping that it will just make the man go away, and that's to throw in a coin with him into a fountain and make a wish. And then little does he know that he gets drawn even further, where this man says he'll only do it if he'll hold his hand and close his eyes and make that wish. What's remarkable about the poem is it starts there, but it ends by the time the wish is made, and he throws and hears the plink of the coin hit into the fountain, and he begins to open his eyes. He realizes that he doesn't actually want to let go of the man's hand. That there's this incredible moment, the magic of human connection and of being close to another person was wonderful. It was everything to him. And I think all of us realize, or at least I hope you realize, that we need each other a lot more than we often admit. That the power of human connection is everything. And this is part of the reason, I'm such a huge fan of Chandri, and I'm such a big fan of Wee-WaW, because I think part of the work that we need to do in our neighborhoods is just being able to look each other in the eyes and hear each other's stories and draw near to one another and realize, as another great author and poet once said, that we are more alike than different, you see. So I think all of us need those moments, and that's why we want to keep hosting this as long as Chandri will have us. And we'll keep hosting it here because we believe that our neighborhood's a better place and the Waltham's a better place than when we stop just rubbing shoulders with one another or living near one another or driving by one another or walking by one another, but that when we're actually given a chance to stop and to hear each other's stories and encounter one another's humanity and realize that there's a lot of beautiful things and a lot of beautiful people here in the neighborhood. So excited that we're going to get to hear a few stories tonight, and hopefully in a bit, Chandri will be describing more of this. We're going to hear hopefully some of your prompts and hear some of your stories as well tonight, which is like super exciting and awesome as we get on tonight. A few things I want to let you know about before we actually get going. The first is, obviously, we're going to have a couple of 15-minute breaks coming up, so if you didn't get a chance to get a drink or get a snack, there's mocktails up there, there's some desserts, there's all of our coffee drinks. We'd love for you to have that. If you do need to go to the restroom, there is a restroom right behind me to my right. During those breaks as well, my really good friend Fabricio Pais is going to be playing some guitar in the background. And feel free to mingle, to get up, to chat. He's just going to be kind of blessing us with some guitar in the background and giving us some ambiance as we enjoy this evening together. And then also, I did not get a chance to, I should grab it here in a second, but yeah, you want to grab it for me? We'll be going around and selling raffle tickets in those breaks. They're 1 for $1, 8 for $5. We are actually giving away in here, I'm not going to get it all out, but in this tote, besides the tote, there is a t-shirt, there's a hat, there's a mug, there is coffee, and a free drink card. It's $100 value, depending on what kind of coffee you get with that free coffee card. But if you play your card right, it's worth about $100 all in. And so all the proceeds of that raffle are going to We-WaW Waltham. So please, 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 I know Chandri would not say this very often, but she does this on a bare bones budget and sacrifices a lot for our neighborhood so we can hear these stories. So great way to support her. We'll be selling those raffle tickets in a little bit and drawing at the very end. Anything else I'm missing? Okay, and is it you now? Okay, would you guys put your hands together for Chandri?